now. So this is going to be part 2 of the 2019 edition of A Case for UFC Atomweights. Now, in the first video, I listed out 8 reasons why I think the UFC could and should have an atomweight division and why it could benefit from them. In this video, we're going to go list some of the fighters that are out there. This video is about the younger contenders or possible future contenders in the division. Most of these fighters are going to be young. Only 3 of the 10 I'm going to list are older than 25. A lot of them are more inexperienced. And the reason I have this list is because you can't just build a division on the cream of the crop, you know, the most elite fighters. You have to have fighters that are going to be able to work their way up over the course of a few years. Otherwise, it just gets stale and it's the same fighters fighting each other all the time. So this list is going to be people who might not be at the top of the division now, but could be at the top within the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, short to long term. So without further ado, we'll start with number 1. Now keep in mind, none of these fighters, this list is not in any order. Okay, I didn't list them out in any order. I just went as I could think of them. Some of them were on my list last year. Most of them are brand new this year. So without further ado, let's get to the list of future contenders in the atomweight division. Okay, first up is going to be Jamie Atom Bomb Hinshaw. Jamie is 29 years old. She's 4-3 with a 75% finish rate. She's currently on a 3-fight win streak, and she is the current King of the Cage champ. She is the only champ of any organization on this current list. Hinshaw has a pretty unique resume so far. She has 2 wins over former King of the Cage champ Melissa Karagianis, and she has split a pair of fights with current ONE FC signee B Win, the last time being a second round submission win via rear naked choke. So Hinshaw making waves in King of the Cage, possible future contender there. Next up on the list is Kunklak Sufasar, though better known in fighting circles as by her ring name Loma Lukbunmi. Loma is 22 years old. She's 2-1, so she's just getting started. 50% finish rate, so she's finished one of her 2 wins so far. Now, currently, Loma is coming off her first career loss in Full Metal Dojo late last year. Now, Loma is a very interesting case in that she is a lifetime Muay Thai practitioner, and I forget the name of the amateur Muay Thai championship, but she has, if you name a Muay Thai title, she pretty much has it out there. And she's still only 22 years old. And she is also training at a very good gym that will help her improve her nascent ground game. She's at Tiger Muay Thai and MMA. She's training the ground game under the Hickman brothers. The sky is the limit for Loma. If you watch her Invicta FC fight against Melissa Wang, her Muay Thai is brutal. She gets someone into the clinch and she just brutalizes them. I am very excited to see what the future brings in her. And she's still active in Muay Thai as well. Moving along on the list is going to be South Korean fighter Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim is 24 years old. She's 5-2, has a 60% finish rate. She's currently on a 3-fight win streak. Now, what's neat about Yuri Shim is she is a former member of the South Korean national Muay Thai team. Another neat thing, she was recently named to the SureDog.com 2018 All Violence team. Why was she named to that? This girl also has brutal knees. She lays the violence down. She gets you into the clinch, and she is going to knee you to death. Very fun to watch. Now, she has some improvements still to make in her ground game, but she has worked on it a lot in the last year. Hopefully she continues to make those improvements. I love watching her fight. I've watched all of her fights. I hope I never have to miss one. we're going to keep going along. Next on the list from Canada is Anastasia Nikolakakos. Anastasia is 29 years old. She is 3-0 with a 67% finish rate. Of course, she's undefeated. Now, I got to watch her fight for the first time in person at Invicta FC 33 last December, and she beat Ashley Medina via ground and pound TKO in the second round. This girl is like non-stop aggression, very exciting to watch, very fluid movement. I cannot wait to watch her in the future. I think she has a very good future in this division, and that's why I named her to this list at only 3-0 and only having seen one of her fights. I was that impressed. Okay, moving along, we're going to go with Elise Anderson. Elise Anderson just turned 24 years old. She is currently 4-1 with a 75% finish rate. Elise Anderson has one of the best finishes on this list, in that her last fight, she finished it via flying triangle choke in the second round over Stephanie Alba at Invicta FC 30. I was there cage side watching this. It was something to see. She only has one loss so far to Sheena Van Hoos. She recently switched training camps, and she has been with Team Big Frog with Jeff Curran alongside Felice Herrig. I think they're going to do very good things with Elise. Very, excuse me, looking forward to seeing what she brings back to the cage in 2019. Next up, one of the, I think this is the only fighter that was also on the list last year, Jong-un Park from South Korea. Now, Jong-un Park is, I believe she's 22 years old. She's 4-5-1, so she's the only fighter on this list with a losing record. She has a 50% finish rate. Why is she on here with a losing record? Well, Jong-un Park, if you look at her, she has a very typical East Asian MMA record, in that she was thrown to the wolves very early in her career. She made her debut against a 23-fight veteran in Emi Fujino, and then next fight was against Satomi Takano, who had 12 fights at the time. She started getting some wins. She got a draw against Taisei Watanabe, which is nothing to shake a stick at. And most importantly, recently she challenged Sahi Ham for the Road FC title at Road FC 51 this past December, and she gave Ham a very good fight. She came in there with a 500 record at the time, gave Ham a very good fight. Even Ham said at the end of the fight that she wasn't happy with how she fought. I think Park gave her more than she had expected. So I think Park, if she continues to be matched up properly, that she has a very bright future. But of course, that all comes down to the matchmaking. Okay. Moving along to Lindsey Van Zant. Lindsey is 25 years old. She is 4-1 with a 75% finish rate. Excuse me. Lindsey so far has only fought, I think, 1 or 2 fights outside of King of the Cage, where she was, I believe she was the former champ. Excuse me. Okay, no, she hasn't fought for the title yet, but she holds a win over B Win, and she holds a win over the former title holder, Ms. Karagiannis. She did make her Invicta FC debut last September, dropping a unanimous decision to Kelly D'Angelo. But then she fought less than a little over a month later, where she came back to finish Melissa Karagiannis by second round TKO. Young lady, I think, shows some promise. I think she has some work to do, but I think the future can be very bright for her. Next up on the list is the only fighter out of one championship on either of these lists, Jian Radzuan. She is 20 years old from Malaysia. She is 4-0, boasts a 50% finish rate. The reason she's on here is because she has some good wins over several of ONE FC's better, well, what they call atomweight fighters. It's actually their strawweight division in the rest of the world. My only hesitation when I put Gian on this list is that because ONE Championship, their atomweight division is actually at 115 pounds. I don't know if she can actually make the 105 atomweight limit. And I'm looking at this on her Tapology page, and she had actually missed weight by a lot in her last fight. According to, no, actually, I don't know how true that is, because, oh, she actually started at flyweight at 125. So she might not actually be able to make it. So that's why I didn't put her higher up on the list, even though this list is more random. So we're going to move along to Jessica Del Boni, the only Brazilian on this list. Jessica is 25 years old, 7-1 record with a 28.5% finish rate, one of the lower finishers on this card. She recently made her Invicta FC debut, where she dropped a unanimous decision to Ashley Cummins. No shame in dropping a decision to Ashley Cummins. Ashley is definitely one of the better atomweights out there right now, especially in Invicta. Jessica has some good wins over some decent opposition. Nothing that really stands out. Her last win was against a fighter who was 6-1. She also has a win over Bianca Saddlemeyer, who was 14-fight veteran at the time. Looking forward more to what she brings. You know, gotta always have a Brazilian on any MMA list. So last but certainly not least, I'm sure almost everyone watching this video is going to be familiar with this young lady, Reina Kubota, better known by her ring name of just Reina. Reina is 27 years old. She's 7-2, but she boasts the highest finish percentage on this list at 86%. She is a multi-time Rising fighting veteran. She was a semifinalist in their inaugural Rising Super Atomweight tournament, which was 108 pounds. And she was a 4-time winner of the Shoot Boxing Ladies S Cup tournament. One thing that worries me is that she had trouble making weight for what was supposed to be her last fight on New Year's Eve, had to go to the hospital, and that's for 108 pounds. Hopefully she can get that worked out, and, you know, hopefully, if possible, she can get down to 105 so she can fight elsewhere besides Rising. Now, she says her fan base is very vocal, and they're pretty fanatical. I mean, her fans put the fanatical in fans. They don't even want her going outside of Japan to train. They'll get on her about that and try to shame her about it. Well, hopefully she is able to look past that, can train outside Japan, can fight outside Japan, because I think she has a lot of potential. Striking is top notch. Ground game needs a lot of work. Even she went to train with well-known long-time Japanese Shudo veteran Rumina Sato for her last couple of fights, and he said that she has a lot to work on, but she has a good base to build on. So to watch her fight in the UFC, I think, would be magic. So guys, that is the list of possible contenders or future contenders in the atomweight division. I think all of these fighters show a lot of promise in the future. Some of them have already had success. Some of them are going to definitely show some success in the future. So guys, let me know what you think about this list in the comment section down below. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. If you haven't watched the first video in this series, the link will be in the description down below. Stay tuned for the next part, which will be 10 fighters that are, I believe, are at the top of the atomweight division, and that's going to include some organizational champions. Until then, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Guys, see you for part 3.